What bottles of bourbon should you be drinking this spring? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today, we're going to go over the bottles of bourbons and whiskeys that I'm going to be enjoying this spring of 2024. Every single year, the premise of this list tends to stay the same, but the bottles change and differ from year to year. And I want to know what bottles of bourbons and whiskeys you enjoy for the springtime. Let me know down in the comments below what they are. Make sure you drop the like if you agree with any bottle that I put on this list, and make sure you smash that subscribe button because we're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Check out the link down below as well for the Patreon. We're on the road to 50 Patreons, and I want to hit that as soon as possible. And also, check the link down below for the store to buy some Everyday Drinker merchandise. But without further ado, let's get into bottle number one. I'm looking for something that's going to be a lower rye mash bill that's not going to be super spicy. I tend to lean towards a wheated bourbon, but it doesn't have to be a wheated bourbon. So let's get into bottle number one. So bottle number one is going to be Elijah Craig 94 proof single barrels. I tend to lean towards these single barrels more often than not against the regular Elijah Craig offering. I'm not the biggest fan of the regular Elijah Craig offering, but these single barrels, I've got an 8-year here and I also have a 10-year, and these are one of my absolute favorite single barrel lower proof bottles of bourbons that you can pick up. These are absolutely fantastic, and I tend to lean towards these in the springtime and possibly pushing into that summertime. But let's get into bottle number two. Bottle number two is going to be E.H. Taylor Small Batch. This is going to be the Buffalo Trace Mash Bill number one. I tend to lean to drink towards this in the spring, early summertime. I don't drink this really that much in the fall or in the winter time, but if I'm looking for something that's going to be a sweeter, enjoyable sip, I'm leaning towards the E.H. Taylor Small Batch. It's a very nice, easy drinking, 100 proof, bottle it in bond bottle of bourbon that I absolutely love. You know, we see these for very rarely 50, 55 bucks, but a lot of the times we'll see it for under 100, and if I see it for under 90 bucks, I will most likely pick it up. Over 90, 95, I tend to say no, not for me. Unless it's a single barrel, I'll go up to like 105, 110 for the single barrels. But the small batch, if you see this bottle for under 90 bucks, I think it's a must get. Only because it is a crushable, easy to drink bottle that you will enjoy for the springtime. Let's get into bottle number three. So bottle number three is going to be one that tends to lean outside of this range that I was just talking about, right? This is the JT Meleck rice whiskey. This is not a bourbon, but this is the closest thing to a bourbon that will kick bourbons off in a blind and anything that you put this thing up against a bourbon, right? This is a rice whiskey that is coming in at barrel proof. Barrel proofs tend to differ between whatever barrel you get. Mine specifically is 121.3 proof. But this is such an easy, enjoyable sip. It's super sweet and just upfront and absolutely enjoyable. I love this JT Meleck rice whiskey. This barrel proof offering is definitely the way to go, and that is why I recommend this. Even though it's a rice whiskey and not a bourbon, I'm putting it on this list because it damn well deserves a spot. But let's get into bottle number four. Bottle number four is going to go to 1792 single barrel. Now, the 1792 single barrel is going to come in at 98.6 proof. And I think that right there is the lowest proof point that I would tend to lean towards in the springtime. Not going into summer, right? In the summertime, I might push down a 90 proof for a nice on the rock, easy sipping whiskey that you can enjoy throughout any time in that hot heat. But in the springtime, we might be getting into those cooler evenings, and I'm looking for something that's got a little bit more proof, but not super, super high proof. And 98.6 proof for me is a really, really nice proof point. And the 1792 single barrel, I talk so highly about it, and I talk so much about it, and a lot of you guys agree with me, and I think that this is, in my opinion, the best 1792 offering. A lot of guys love the bottle and bond. I personally am not a fan of it. A lot of guys like the 1792 full proof. I love that, but at 125 proof, I'm not pushing towards that in the springtime. I'm pushing towards this single barrel. I crushed an entire bottle of it, and that's why I had to get a backup of it. And that's why I'm recommending the 1792 single barrel. Let's get into bottle number 5. Bottle number 5 is probably going to be the hardest bottle to find on this list, and that is going to be the Weller 12 year. This is going to be, I think, the lowest proofed bottle on this list. It's coming in at 90 proof. But the one thing that I tend to find in Weller 12 that I think leans towards the springtime and early summertime is a really, really nice strawberry vanilla shortcake. And I think that those notes alone tend to speak spring and early summer. Let's get into bottle number 6. Bottle number 6 is going to be another wheated bourbon, and that is going to be your Maker's Mark Wood Finished Series. I've seen a lot of these bottles hitting shelves a lot more recently. For some reason, I've been seeing the 2022 releases, the BRT and the BRT02, and also the BEP from 2023 hitting shelves. And I have all 3 of them, and I've been leaving them on the shelves for other people because, you know, I want them to be able to enjoy those bottles just as much as I enjoy them. And I think that the wood finishing series, even though that they're a lower barrel proof, right? You're getting that 109, 110 proof bottle, but with that wheated bourbon, you're getting a nice, sweet, easy, crushable bottle that's barrel proof that, in my opinion, drinks so, so wonderfully. And I think that with whatever they had, whatever these specifically are, this one is the BRT02 that I have on the bar top here. This one is finished with 10 virgin toasted French oak staves. And that's going to give it a little bit more of a dark, deeper, rich, deep vanilla note from that French oak. Whereas the BRT01 is just regular American oak, and that's going to tend to lean towards a little bit more of a spicier, not as rich note as that French vanilla, but it still tends to lean towards a nice, easy springtime bourbon. And that's why I'm going to recommend these Maker's Mark Wood Finish Series. We're going to get one more this year. When that's released, I have absolutely no idea, but rest assured, I will be 100% picking that up when I find it and giving you guys a review. But let's get into bottle number 7. And for our 7th and final bottle, I'm throwing on Blue Note. I will always recommend Blue Note. This one specifically is 117.2 proof. This is the Adelphia's barrel pick out of East Brunswick, New Jersey. And these are super, super sweet, super, super enjoyable, super, super crushable. Put them in a cocktail as a single barrel. It's a $40, $45 bottle that you can do absolutely anything with and not feel guilty doing that to this specific bottle right here, right? However you enjoy your bourbon is specifically how you enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I think that this is an absolute crushable bottle of bourbon. And 117 proof, I've got one that's 118, one that's 119, one that's 124 up there. And all of them are absolutely enjoyable. Do they drink below their proof? No. Do they drink at their proof? Yes. Do they drink above their proof? No. So they tend to drink what their proof says, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? And I most likely will be recommending Blue Note until the day I die. So that is going to be 7 bottles of bourbons that I will most likely be drinking this spring and that I'm going to recommend for you to drink this spring. Let me know down in the comments again what bottles of bourbons you think you're going to be enjoying this spring. Drop that like and smash that subscribe. But until next time, this has been Nathan with The Everyday Drinker. Cheers.